Hello and welcome everyone to today's session, The Value of Telemetry, Cisco Portfolio. My name is Saif. I will be your host for today, as well as one of the presenters who will present a part in this session. So for today's session, we will be utilizing Slido for the if you have any questions. Also, we will be pushing polls across the session in order to get your feedback, as well as getting the session in a more interactive way. We do ask you please to join the Slido session. I will send you the link also, or the way to join on the chat. Also, another way to do it is through scanning the QR code through your mobile, which will prompt you to join. You can put the passcode then, which is telemetry. You can join there and put any of your questions if you have, or answer the polls once we push them. We will be pushing now the first Slido in the session, just as a practice to make sure that you guys are able to see our Slido event polls, and to make sure everything is working fine. We will give it a few minutes just to see your answers. So it's a simple question. What would your dream home look like? Would you like to live in a beach house with ocean view, cozy cabin in the woods, a modern city with a rooftop garden, or the RV travel bus? So I can see that everyone is preferring the beach house on the ocean view, and I would say that's a good choice. Okay, nice. So before we start the presentation, this is our staff for today who will be delivering the session. First, we have Mustafa Al-Shalkani. He's one of my colleagues and the partner customer success specialist. Then there is me, Saif Al-Ahmoud from the customer success specialist team. Then we have Pedro Narciso from the customer also success specialist team. And lastly, Christoph Domansky from the customer success team. Now, for our agenda of today's session, we will first speak about what is telemetry. Then we will dig a little bit deeper on the benefits. Then Mustafa will take us through the telemetry data and reporting portals. Then I will be speaking a little bit about the telemetry for the cloud AI, or previously known as CISG, or data center technologies, where we will be just touching the surface of the telemetry there. My colleague Pedro will do the same for the telemetry for security. Then Chris will guide us through the telemetry for enterprise network. And at the end, my colleague Mustafa will be finalizing the session for speaking about the power of telemetry and success tracks. With that, I will pass the ball to my colleague Mustafa to start the session. But in the meantime, I will start the first poll of today, which is, what is telemetry? So how do you guys think about telemetry? Is it a service? Do you think of it as a feature, a software, or a process? Over to you, Mustafa.
Thanks, Saif. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mustafa Al-Shalakani. So take your time to answer this question, and we will check the answer after sharing the value of telemetry. So, as some of you are aware, when there is a discussion with our customer success specialist or our partner team about telemetry, these messages come to your mind. Cisco is accessing my data. I don't benefit from telemetry, but Cisco does. My data is stored in cloud, which is not secured. But the facts are, Cisco only retrieves the metadata. No customer's data is retrieved. Customers will benefit from the AI, machine learning driven insights to drive proactively and predictively their network. And the metadata is secure as Cisco secure the cloud, same as on-prem. Now, let's go step back to define the telemetry. Simply, telemetry is a collection process of any useful operational data. This telemetry data is used to measure adoption and use of the software and hardware products to power customer success across the technology lifecycle. The CX lifecycle is how we view our customer experience with our technologies, and its purpose is to continuously advance our customers towards achieving their goals at every stage of the journey. Now, let's dive deeper and see how customer benefits from the telemetry. With telemetry activation, you are automatically streaming critical information about your technology's performance. This data is used to drive insights about the way the products are used and create a high quality experience. Our customers always require sophisticated solution with a simple experience and simple practice. Customer usage insights through telemetry data help in improving feature development to better meet customer needs. From the customer lens, customer will benefit from the telemetry activation in different ways. For example, improve the user experience by providing real-time visibility into your network performance. Customers also can proactively address issues that may impact your productivity, resulting in higher satisfaction and loyalty. Customers reduce the downtime in their running network simply because telemetry enables faster detection and resolution of network issues, as well as minimizing the downtime and service disruption when addressing the right field notice, priority bugs, and follow the recommended iOS. This translates to increased availability of critical application and services running at customer environment. Also, it enhances the security posture. With telemetry data, you can identify and respond to security threats more effectively, safeguarding your sensitive data and protecting your privacy by addressing the relevant advisories and PCERTs that could impact your environment. Customers also proactively and predictive support their network by simply activating the telemetry, since telemetry enables the proactive monitoring and support using the power of AI machine learning driven insights, allowing your organization to anticipate and addresses potential issues before they become problems. Telemetry is a one-stop visibility place that glues things together, providing you valuable insights into usage patterns, performance metrics, service quality, tech case management, inventory, support level, escalations, support contracts, and end-of-life status for running devices into your network. And it's personalized education and adoption support, since telemetry enables Cisco to provide you the right education resources that are relevant to your lifecycle stages, contextual learning, which enable faster time to value and better software consumption and better ROI.
Yeah, Mustafa, sorry to interrupt you, but we have the answers ready for the first poll about what is telemetry. So 43% of the people answered as a process, and then we have a split around 30% for both services and features.
Thanks, Steve. So the right answer is it's a process, as I mentioned, and it's free and it's always embedded into the product you purchased. Now let's touch the telemetry data and reporting tools topic. As you know, Cisco telemetry data is automatically generated by Cisco solutions. Different Cisco solutions have different mechanisms for reporting telemetry. For example, the enterprise networking, campus components, including switches, routers, wireless controllers, reports telemetry via Catalyst Center. Data center networking and data center compute reports telemetry also via the Intersight, the cloud-based solution. Meraki reports telemetry via Meraki dashboard, and Cisco Secure Network Analytics report telemetry via network firewall. For the telemetry data can be viewed via Cisco portals such as SNTC portal, where customer purchase SmartNet, CX and PX Cloud portals when customer purchase SuccessTrack. Taking this as an example showing the telemetry data flow from different technology domains to Cisco Cloud. And as you can see, it provides details about the install base, contracts, subscriptions, license. All of these informations can be shown from your dashboard. Even you purchase SmartNet, so you have SNTC dashboard, or SuccessTrack, so you have the CX Cloud dashboard. With that, I'll hand it over to my colleague, Saif, to go through telemetry in cloud AI technology. Over to you, Saif.
Thank you so much, Mustafa. So now let's start with the telemetry for the cloud AI. So on this slide, we are showing the list of components that we can actually claim through Intersight, which is the telemetry tool that we are using to collect telemetry. And also it's the tool that we are using to provide all of the benefits that we will speak in the next few slides. We can see here that we can actually claim either data center networking products or compute products. So we can see we can claim Nexus Dashboard, ACI, the standalone Nexuses. From the compute side, we can claim the UCS, the Hyperflex, and also if you are interested in SAN analytics and SAN, or if you have SAN deployments, then you can actually also claim the MDS switches. So now, what are the benefits of using the Intersight with the data center technologies? So the first thing that we are offering is the enhanced visibility. So using the integration with Intersight, you can gain deeper visibility into your network's health, performance, and anomalies from within the Intersight dashboard itself. It will be showing you as a single point of management for some of the products where you can see all of these details. It will show you some advisories and alerts. And also it will be helping you by pushing some checks to be done on the product itself. Then we have the operational efficiency, which is the combination of the insights that are gained through Intersight as well as the management capabilities can actually streamline operations, reduce the manual tasks, and save time for your IT staff. Then we have the proactive issue resolution. This is one of the main benefits that we are offering through the telemetry, which is the Intersight integration with the product, will allow for proactive monitoring and automated analysis. You can see automatic analysis on what is happening, offering proactive RMAs or even case creation in case of a failure happening. Which can actually help you and identify and resolve issues before they become critical. And lastly, we can see the improved security posture. And this is actually gained through the better insights and analytics, which can identify the security vulnerabilities or anomalies on your network, leading to a strong security posture. This is usually done through running a Cisco prepared metadata, which holds the signature for most of the PSIRTs, bugs, vulnerabilities, through your products and making sure that you are not actually impacted. This way we can protect you and make sure that you have a better security posture in your infrastructure. Now, on the next slide, we are just giving you a sample on attack engagement sample without having the telemetry enabled from a data center perspective. So, for example, your user raised a trouble ticket stating that they are having a network issue. Then your network operation team jumped in, checked the connectivity, checked ping, trace routing, trace route, there is any routing issues. Then the network operations team was not able to identify what's the root cause of this, so they opened the tag case. Now the tag team will pick up the case, they will check the problem description, make sure they understand what's the issue, and then they will request logs to be associated or attached to the case. This will lead your, or this request will lead to the network operations team, as we can see, to collect and upload those logs to the case. This will, then after that, the tag team will be checking the logs, providing initial analysis, ask for further logs if needed, and we have this communication happening where we, if there is any need for any further logs, the network operation or your network operation team will be required to log into the devices, collect the logs, and then manually upload them to the case. Now, one of the major benefits that I've mentioned earlier is that we are making the tag engagements simpler with Intersight. So now the issue happened, which is either in this scenario, we are saying that the issue was or triggered a proactive service request creation. So this means you are not even required to create the service request. Or in some scenarios, the trigger for the proactive SR creation was not seen, then you can manually create the service request number. But nevertheless, whatever both scenarios happening, either you creating it or automatic creation, now there is no need to collect the logs manually and upload them to the case. Now the Intersight will utilize the serial number that used to open the case, which most probably is the device causing the issue. It will collect a tech support from that product and upload it to the case. Then the tag team can immediately just look into the logs, the initial logs, and if there is any need for any further logs to be analyzed, there is an Intersight internal portal where they can log in, put the service request number with the serial number that is provided on the case. They can see all of the devices that are claimed to your Intersight and collect the logs that are needed. Please note that this is interaction is limited to the tag engineer who's responsible for the tag case, so none of us will be able to view or generate any of the logs. Only the tag engineer who is responsible, and the logs will be always attached to the case. There is no way for him to pull it manually. With that, let's speak a little bit about the how we can check the status of the telemetry, if it's enabled or not. Here we are giving an example on the slide for the device connector status, which is the main component responsible for the telemetry connection with Intersight from each product. On the first screenshot that we have, we can see this is for the ACI device connector status. You can actually see it from system settings, and then you will have the device, the Nexus Cloud connectivity. Also, the second screenshot is for the UCS device connector status. If you want to check that, you can open the 3 tab on the top left, go to admin, and then device connector. And lastly, for the NDI device connector status, for this specifically, you can check it from the settings, and then you can see the Intersight device connector status to see if you are connected to the internet, and then from there, what's your connectivity towards the Intersight cloud. With that, I will pass the ball to my colleague Pedro to guide us through the telemetry for security section.
Thank you very much, Saif. Hello, everyone. So my name is Pedro, and I'll be guiding you through the telemetry for security portion. So starting us off with the benefits that exist for security. So some of these are going to be similar to what you've already heard from the data center portion, as well as what you'll hear from the enterprise networking section, right? So but we are dividing this into 4 essential pillars or categories, right? So on the left side, starting us off with the enhanced security posture, right? So since you're sharing or you'll be sharing telemetry and usage of what features of the various products where this is activated on, we'll be able to identify, okay, these are the features that are being used, the versions that are being run on those particular environments. And by doing that, we'll develop new features or focus the development team into developing new features or optimizing the ones that we are seeing increased usage, as well as get insights into, okay, these are the versions that are running, problems that might exist, and help secure those versions and prioritize development on what we see being used more often. In terms of proactive support and optimization, so this is going to help us understand potential issues before they become major problems. So Cisco has multiple test beds internally to test multiple types of scenarios, and with the help of telemetry shared by customers, we can make use of that data combined with the scenarios that we have to analyze and see if there are any problems that might exist before they actually affect the wider audience, let's say. On the improved customer experience part, so when telemetry is shared, since we are essentially understanding how the solution is deployed, we can better target proactive motions, and I'll show you an example in the slide afterwards. We can better target these proactive motions to help customers adopt the solution in a faster way. So, for example, features that might not be utilized at a particular customer, we'll be able to reach out, say, hello, Mr. Customer, we see that you're not utilizing this particular feature, which is part of your license bundle which you purchased. And then from there, start the conversation on how we can best activate that, whether that's a knowledge gap or some type of technical limitation, and work with you to improve the experience. And then lastly, the access to latest updates and features tab on the right side. So by activating telemetry, you'll get notified of any new updates, security patches, and features that are relevant to your environment. So like I said, there's a great example of a proactive motion that was launched in fiscal year 2024 by Cisco, and that's specific to firewall in this example, but there are others for other products. So this one's called Fireworks, and basically what was done, or the point of this, was to help customers upgrade their firewall deployments, right? So from older versions to the recommended release. This is specifically for that recommended release, whatever it was at the time, and it still continues, I believe. So based on the telemetry that we saw, so the version that we saw the customer was running firewall on, and together with feedbacks from your account teams and sales, we started to reach out to customers and propose this Fireworks program, which consisted of performing the upgrades at no cost to the customers, right? So basically, customers would work with Cisco, we'd develop a plan, and then Cisco would upgrade devices, which was up to 50 devices in the case of this program, right? So globally, in terms of impact since the start of fiscal year 2024, you can see the numbers here. So we reached 520 customers globally and upgraded a large number of devices, so over 3,000 devices, and these were a range from straightforward updates to more intricate migrations from older or third-party systems into the Cisco solution, and then with the upgrade on top, right? And as a clear benefit to customers, obviously you're working directly with Cisco, so we have the knowledge and expertise since we developed the actual product. Time and resource savings, so this is another obvious one. So since we are performing the upgrade for you, the load on your teams would be greatly diminished, just having to work and coordinate on maintenance windows and timings and so on. And then in the peace of mind portion, you'd also have support during and after the migration from specific teams that were aware of what this program was and could quickly jump in case there was any issue. As a couple of examples, in terms of enabling telemetry for secure firewall, it's very simple. You'd go into the your FMC, your management center in this case. There is the integrations tab. You click on SecureX. Now, depending on the version, this will not say SecureX, but the menu itself will be the same. And then you'd have a window pop up with some options, and among them you would see the Enable Cisco Success Network, and that would be the option that enables telemetry for firewall. Another example of this is Cisco ICE. So again, it's in the case of ICE, there is a slight difference. From version 3.0 and above, telemetry comes activated by default. But you can verify this or enable this if you're in another version via administrations, system, settings, then go to network success diagnostics, and then telemetry. And then you have the box there to enable telemetry and also to enter your account credentials. All of this will be covered in a deeper session or a deep dive in the security session later on. And with that, let me pass the ball back to Christoph.
Thank you very much. Again, welcome everyone. My name is Krzysztof Domański, a customer success specialist covering NX Technologies. And today I'll bring a little bit more about the telemetry for one of the biggest products that we have in the enterprise networks, which is Catalyst Center. Catalyst Center is quite important product that is managing your network and monitoring the network. And with that, it's gathering, it has a lot of information about what's happening. So you have the switching, you have the wireless networks. So it's quite important data for customers. They use Catalyst Center, again, to manage, monitor the network. And there's a lot of information that we can leverage to make the life, to make the work for our customers much more pleasant. Catalyst Center, as you can see on this diagram, collects the data for the telemetry in two ways. So first, we have the standard telemetry from the appliance, which is sent to our Cisco data lake using the Cisco Connect DNA URL. And this gives us the performance, the overall status for the device, a lot of insights on the specific parameters that help us address customer issues. And also, as now it's an industry standard to get this additional level of visibility on the product performance. A lot of companies, as well Cisco does, we collect the browser information. And for that, we use something that is called Pando.io. And you can see it at the top of the left side. So we use the URL data Pando.io, which is used to collect the statistics for specific interactions. And also because we are able to access the GUI of our solution, we are also able to launch some additional actions to help customers leverage more of the solution and also mitigate any risks before they appear. So we have, again, two ways of gathering the telemetry, and with that we get specific functionalities, which I will explain in a minute. So here we have a couple of examples on how Catalyst-centered telemetry is helping our customers. So first of all, in product notifications, there's from time to time some activities, some campaigns to mitigate risks, some critical security vulnerabilities. One of the examples, maybe you still remember it, was Log4j vulnerability. Customers who had who were running updated Catalyst Center versions were leveraging the Pendo.io notification for the Log4j vulnerability. So when they logged into the appliance, into the GUI, they were able to see a banner that their version that they're running currently might be affected. So then they had presented the specific steps to take to mitigate the risk for the deployment. Also, if customers are running some older releases on the devices, there are specific alerts for some software versions. They'll also get the banner to take some actions to mitigate the risks for the future. So this helps us to get the message to customers right away when the issue is identified. So we don't want to wait for some email, for some website notification. Usually it takes more time. It's easier to, it can go to the spam folder. You don't read all the emails right away. So we want this notification to be visible when somebody uses the product, and they can take the appropriate actions right away. Another example is a proactive engagements from the Cisco, from the customer success team. So based on the telemetry from Catalyst Center, so I mentioned we manage with Catalyst Center switches, WLCs, and one of the examples when we help customers to mitigate or to realize value from the solution is the WLC management from Catalyst Center. So sometimes you might face some issues. So we onboarded WLC, Catalyst 9800, for example, to Catalyst Center. The WLC is managing the access points. But based on the telemetry data, we see that, okay, the customer has WLCs, but we see no assurance interactions. We see that customers is completely not using the features that are helping him with day-to-day actions. And based on the telemetry data, we can identify that, okay, maybe the customer onboarded the WLC, but the process was not successful fully. They might not realize the full value of the solution. So we want to mitigate two things. We want to remove the blind spot for the customer. So the customer needs to see what's happening in their network, leverage the features they have there. And the second thing is, if we don't have the full value realizations, most often we won't use the specific features because we go to the dashboard, we see nothing for our network. So you think, okay, this might not work perfectly. I won't use it, and we are missing the features that are enabling us to manage our network in an optimal way and mitigate any risks in the future. Then going to the next examples, targeted adoption campaigns. So based on the telemetry data, we can identify customers that are using or maybe not using some features, not enabling specific options in Catalyst Center, maybe running the versions that are end of life for the solution for the Catalyst Center, and we can run campaigns. So again, you will have a pop-up window in Catalyst Center that will tell you, okay, there's a feature, you want to learn more about it, you will get the materials, contact the customer success team to help you utilize more of the features. And again, this is something that customers paid already for, so there is no point in not using it. It's already there. So we want you to have the full knowledge, the full enablement to be able to use all of the features that can help you with day-to-day tasks, and again mitigate some situations where you might miss some announcements or use older versions because it's running, you don't see the point of updating, but maybe with the new version there are some additional features that will help you with the day-to-day tasks. At the end here we have renewal risk assessment. So here we can leverage the telemetry data. So based on the specific statistics that the utilization of the features, and this data again is analyzed by Cisco to make sure that the customer is satisfied, and we don't want to be in a spot where something is not going good and the tool, the specific appliance service from Cisco is not utilized in a way that the customer realizes the value. So again, two ways here. So first, you don't lose the money you already spent with Cisco, and again, you can utilize the feature in a specific areas to help you to actually realize the value. Here I have some examples of the Pando campaigns that were already run from Cisco to give you exact examples on how it works. So a couple of things I mentioned, so proactive critical alerts. When we have some field notices, some announcements for specific versions, releases for the solutions, we can see which customers are running this software and end the campaigns with the specific announcements to them so they can be fully knowledgeable about any vulnerabilities that they may face. Analytics, UX research. So we want to have a knowledge more or less how the solution is used. Something I mentioned already that it's industry standard. A lot of solutions from other companies are using this browser statistics to enhance the product, to see which features are utilized, which are underutilized, so we can know where we might have some blind spots, where some more effort needs to be done to make sure that the product is satisfactory for the customers. Adoption campaigns. Again, we want customers to be fully knowledgeable about the solution, about the specific features. So when we see that the customer is not utilizing a specific feature, we can reach out with some materials, with customer success specialist help to realize the full value, to adopt, enable customer with knowledge to fully utilize specific blind areas they have right now. And also the CSAT feedback directly in the solutions, in the DNA Center, Catalyst Center for this example. So you want to know how you feel with the solution. If you're not happy, we really need to know it so we can take actions to make sure that all issues are resolved, and in the end we have a better product, we have happy customers, so it's a win-win situation for both parties. And just a short overview. So Catalyst Center telemetry comes enabled by default, but it's of course on the solution. What we need to make sure if there are some issues, that the URLs, FQDNs are allowed. So what I mentioned, we have the telemetry from the appliance itself, but we also have the telemetry from the browser. So if we want to leverage these features, we need to allow the specific traffic in our network. And if we face any issues with the telemetry, TAC is providing support in resolving these solutions. There might be some cases in older deployments where telemetry was disabled. So in that case, we also need TAC support to be able to re-enable it. But for most of the cases, telemetry is enabled for the device. We just need to allow the traffic to Cisco to be able to see this telemetry. And these are the benefits I mentioned just for the Catalyst Center itself. Maybe you heard about Cloud, maybe you're using it. So keep in mind, I won't be focusing a lot about it in this section, but I just wanted to mention it so you know that it's not only for the solution itself, but it's also for some broader perspective. So Cloud gives you the overview of your assets, whole network, where it might be beneficial. Imagine if you have one Catalyst Center, so you have one point of knowledge for your network. But if you have 3 deployments, maybe more deployments worldwide, Cloud will be the point where all the information will be summed, and you see what solutions you're running, what devices, some notices for these. So it gives you this additional full overview of what's happening in your network. And I believe that's all from the knowledge. We'll have a slidable for Catalyst Center telemetry. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
thank you, Chris. So I will be pushing now the slide of pull. So the question is, what are the benefits of in-product messaging in Cisco Catalyst Center? You can see the answers. So the first one is get instant alerts with the critical information about your appliance. Easily learn how to use the feature with links to helpful videos. Stay updated on a new software availability and features. Then we also have be informed when your appliance is nearing end of life status. And the last one is all of the above. So all of the above will be the benefits. So please answer the question. And with that, let's pass the ball back to Mustafa to take us through the session while we are waiting for the answers.
Thanks again, Saif. So let's talk about the success track. Since telemetry is a key driver for the new digital support model, allow me to introduce success track here again. Success track are a package of service offerings to help customer remove the adoption barriers and realize the full value of Cisco products by encompassing support, expert advisories, learning, data insights where customer in day-to-day need it. New technology investments often take a long, bumpy journey before they have measurable business impact. We know you want to realize business impact from your technology purchased as fast as possible. Introducing Success Track, a comprehensive suite to use case-driven service solutions designed is extremely helping you to realize the full value of your technology investments to accelerate the success. This is what Success Track architecture cover per each technology domain. So Success Track is covering the campus networking, the cloud networking, data center compute, collaboration, WAN, and ISO. And for all of these technologies, telemetry activation is important to take the full value of Success Track. In this table, I'm showing which technology that telemetry is on by default, and you can see Cisco DNA Center or Catalyst Center, the Secure Network Analytics, Cisco IS, Cisco Secure Firewall, Cisco ACI, Nexus Dashboard, and Nexus Dashboard Fabric Controller. Please find more details about the telemetry in this page. You can find all details about how to activate the telemetry if it's not activated at your environment. Taking this as example from one of our well-known products, which is the Catalyst Center, where you can find some information about the devices that telemetry connected or not connected, and customers can see this information from the CX Cloud dashboard. So if you see the right picture, clear that customer may have some critical alarms, may have some last day of support devices, some coverage devices that are expiring soon. Without telemetry activation, you don't have any visibility on that. Here also is another example from the CX Cloud where you can see that there are critical security advisories that already shown to the customer who activated the telemetry. And from that bottom, you can find the field notices and the recommendation for the recommended software from Cisco side. Now, for the telemetry data collection and privacy, which is one of the most important discussions with our customers.
Sorry, Mustafa, we have the full answer for the what are benefits of in product messaging in Cisco Catalyst Center. So we have an agreement between all of our people who answered as all of the above. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for that. So back to the privacy concerns. So most of the questions you may ask when you have any discussion with our customer success specialist or partner team, that always customer asking about collecting data from their network. So the customer always ask, what are you doing with these data? Are these data is collected? Where are you keeping these data? Simply the answer is from our Trust Portal link, you can find all the privacy data sheets supporting you to exactly know what kind of data that is collected from telemetry activation. And this data is officially published. So you can find it in the trustportal.cisco.com for more information that related to the technology you are already going to activate the telemetry on it. With that, I'll hand it over to my colleague Saif again to tell you more about the upcoming events for the telemetry. Over to you, Saif.
Thank you so much, Mustafa. Let me pick up the presenter role. So this session is actually where your journey begins for telemetry. So we are offering 4 more sessions in this journey, covering multiple solutions that we spoke about today, as well as all of the products inside them. You can see here the sessions will start from tomorrow at the same time as this session. Then we will have another one next week on the 24th, which will be the next Tuesday. And then the day after, on Wednesday, we will be speaking about the Security Foundation. And lastly, on the 26th, we will be speaking about the NX Foundation for the enterprise networking. I will be sharing now the registration links in the chat. Please feel free to register for the session and attend the one. Also, if you have or if you know anyone who are interested to join, feel free to provide them with the links for them to watch it out. So what are your next steps? As I spoke the previous slide, so let's register to the upcoming webinars. Always please check the Trust Portal links and the privacy data sheets. Make sure that you are well informed about it. If there is anything that's not clear, feel free to reach any of us. We can guide you through the correct communication points, and we can help out as well in the sessions. Also, if you have any concerns, you can reach out to your Cisco account team as well, or sale team, where they can also engage us in case you're not able to reach us directly. So in this slide, we are speaking about the available resources. Let me just take up the links here. So those are the where you can get the available resources for the material that we spoke about today on what is telemetry, where you will get the definition, telemetry activation, and how Cisco uses the telemetry data. So let me share it here. And for the Cisco Trust Portal, this is where you can get the privacy data sheet, as Mustafa stated earlier, as well as the data maps, ISO, and security compliances. Let me just copy that link to you guys. I hope. And with that, we will be done with the presentation. Now we will be taking any questions that were not answered during this session. I'll be checking this Slido as well to see if we got any questions. So everyone, please feel free to send your questions on either the Slido or the chat.
I see that there's one question. I will take it live to maybe explain this information. There's a question for whether there's a plan to add enable telemetry button for Catalyst Center, like it's in other solutions. So the telemetry, I guess the plan is that the telemetry is not enabled by default, but the customers can enable it where they need. And also there is a regulatory constraint with the GDPR regulations about the data processing. So we share the information just to make a maybe whole overview for why yes and no. So for now, there's no plan from what we know to add enable telemetry button for Catalyst Center. Regarding the GDPR constraints, we shared the Trust Portal links to Catalyst Center, DNA Center. And if you take a look at the specific information that is collected, so going with the GDPR regulations, all information that has to be stored within the Europe is stored on the European servers. Of course, you might see that some information is not directly stored in the European servers, but this information is not the personal data that needs to be done with the going with the regulations for the GDPR. The regulations, sorry, I'm repeating myself here. So based, again, just to sum up, based on the Trust Portal DNA Center privacy data sheet, this data collection is compliant with the GDPR regulations. Because if we were not going with the GDPR regulations, you might see that you might believe that we would be facing some issues with the corresponding offices in the country. So all the private personal related information that might be stored, it's highlighted which data is collected, and the specific data that needs to be stored in the European servers, it's stored in European servers. Hopefully that explains or sheds more light to this concern.
Yep, that's great, Chris. Thank you so much. Also, we received one more question on the Slido. Mark is asking is there any chance to get the slide deck? Yes. Please note that there will be a post survey or a post session survey once you close this session, where it will ask you if you are interested into one-to-one communication. If you can provide us with your email there and the setup that you want us to communicate, then we can reach out to you, send you all the proper details that you need. Also, we can provide any assistance, or we can clear anything that you guys might see that's confusing or not clear enough. Also, for the I saw a couple of questions regarding some examples of analysis or a specific product a connection towards the telemetry. Please note that we will be covering product by product in the future sessions, as we stated earlier. So I provided the registration for those sessions where you will see how we are actually enabling telemetry, as well as more benefits per product. And we will go a bit deeper or dive a bit deeper per the solution. And I guess all of these questions will be touched on that session. And if there is any further technical questions that are needed, then we can discuss it on per session basis. Okay, so this is answered. Okay, great. Then thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. It was a pleasure from my side and the rest of the team to drive this and deliver this to you. As always, feel free to reach us out at any time, and thank you for attending.